So it's a Monday, I'm back down at the pool again because it's a swim session. As many of you will know, I have a goal that I set at the beginning of the year to complete a triathlon, which is in the first weekend in July. And we're now 3.5 months into training. So we've looked at SMART goals as a way of making whatever goal you have set actually happen, whether that was a New Year's resolution or something else you had in mind. We're going to look at the E, which is evaluating. And I personally think that is one of the most important letters of the whole Smarter Goal framework, because whatever your goal is, whether it's fitness or business or something else, you need to evaluate how you're doing. So I think it keeps you on track. Now, every week, what worked, what didn't, what can I do better? When it comes to goals, sometimes we set something that's too ambitious. We might have to reframe the whole goal. Running a half marathon in 6 months' time when you're not a runner, I think is probably a bit ambitious. Doesn't mean you lose that goal, but you might need to change the time frame. But evaluating what you're doing is so important. Say for growing a business, you might use various mediums to advertise your services. Adverts in local magazines, networking groups, social media campaigns. And it's really important to understand what is working and perhaps what isn't. What isn't working isn't a failure. It's a learning point to say, well, for the ideal client I want to reach, that isn't necessarily the best way to do it. And therefore you reposition and you change your direction to make sure the goal you've set is achieved. So I'm about to get in the pool behind me, and swimming is something I spend a lot of time evaluating in terms of how's my stroke, how have I developed it, is it as good as it can be, can I improve it? And certainly in the last 3 months, I felt a great difference in my swimming because I've been doing that. So I better get in there, get on with my training, and I'll see you when I come out. So that's the swim done, wet hair to prove it. I wear a Garmin watch, so I'm going to go home and see how I did. That's one other important thing about evaluate, is making sure you do take notes, you do have information so you can see what works and what doesn't. So we're on to R next week for the Smarter Goals, and I'm going to do R slightly differently. So you'll have to wait and see quite how that's going to go. But I'm off home now to see what worked in the pool and what didn't. See you in the next one.